Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365. We got AJ, we got Eric, we got Rito. By the way, Bet365 giving away an Avs jersey right now. All you have to do is follow us, follow Bet365 US on Twitter, and then retweet the tweet that we just sent out right there. You can win a jersey of your choice.
Nice.
Very easy to enter. Get yourself in on that with Bet365 and DNVR. Go check them out.
What jersey would you get if you were buying a jersey for this Avalanche team?
What name?
Yeah, what guy's jersey would you?
You know
get?
my answer.
Makar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get a Makar, like, first Makar.
Okay.
But, like, if you wanted to go get, like, a deeper cut one, it'd be tough depending on how you feel about certain things. But you have a number of guys who are signed long-term now, right? You could do a Taves. You could do someone like a Nichushkin. I do wonder if you really going deep, you could get like an LOC or something if you're more into more. Lots of people love the veteran grindy jerseys.
That was my answer.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. If Makar's out. Okay,
okay,
perfect.
You've got to get the Makar, and then you can start getting other guys after that.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Makar, and then
friend of the show.
After that, it would be
LOC.
There you go.
I agree. That was gonna be my answer too.
I also just gut feeling. I don't think they let him leave.
I think
not like they trap him into a cage or anything, but like I think they give him one of those Colton Sissons like 6 years at $2 million deals.
Great kid.
He
fits
went
their mold.
to you. He signed an extended contract here. He wants to be here.
Well, and like they love him, right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
It's like, look, unless he has a 30-point season and he asks for $3 million a year, So
all right, he's a lifer. Done deal. Let's sign him.
Make it happen. Avs are taking on the St. Louis Blues tonight. Blues, pretty mediocre start for them. They're 500 on the season. They've been relying heavily on extremely good goaltending to win their games.
I tried to send in a graphic to Tiff today, but I couldn't get the graphic to work.
Tragic.
And it was a comparison of the two teams.
Yeah.
To show that the Blues are awful on offense.
There you go.
They have been awful. Not like they've struggled, hasn't been very good. They've been awful. The San Jose Sharks are really the main team, keeping the Blues from having a giant spotlight shown on how awful they've been. They've been really bad.
Yeah. That's music to my ears because the Avs could use a team to pop off a little bit after 2 scoreless games, I think. Fair to say.
Kind of feels like it's setting up to be like
It's easy. We always say you want to be the guy, and that's what's happening in St. Louis, right? Thomas, Kyrou, guys like that. All of a sudden, they were second-tier guys back then, right? Under Ryan O'Reilly, Perron. It's easier to hide underneath, you know what I mean? Now, all of a sudden, that blanket is gone, and then you're the main guy. It's not that easy. There's a lot of pressure. You're facing number 1, number 2 Ds every night. It is not the same game, and I just don't think they've reached that step yet.
And, I mean, your responsibilities are bigger on the ice,
huge.
but in the locker room.
Absolutely.
The Jake Neighbors and the Jacob Vranas, Kasperi Kapanens, those guys are coming in, looking at those guys and saying, hey, here are the guys. Obviously Braden Shen is captain and all that, Kevin Hayes, whatever. But everybody knows that those guys got 8-year deals. This era will be how well do those guys do?
100%.
Yep. On the Avs side of things, both Tatar and Druin scratched, McDermott and Tufte in. Let's be real. Expectations for Riley Tufte
warm-up's over. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, okay, so that's definite, right?
It's a hell of a message.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Telling your veterans to figure it out there, eh?
Yeah, and I think that's, for me, their play hasn't justified this.
I agree.
In terms of like their overall quality, but I think it is a reminder to both of those guys. You came to a place that has high expectations. Get it together.
Well, I think the other side of this is Bednar is figuring out how to motivate these guys. We've seen Bednar has been happy in the past to scratch guys that it works for. Zadorov, Burakovsky come to mind.
Those two guys are the best examples of they would get scratched. It would light a fire under their ass, and they would get 3 weeks of great play out of them.
Exactly.
And then it would slowly decline, and we would start having the conversation again.
Yep.
And it eventually got to the situation with Burakovsky where it didn't require a scratch
Just
anymore,
demotion on a line.
but a third or fourth line demotion for a game or two.
Yep.
That has not worked.
Certainly
in the
not
last
with
couple
Druin,
of games. Yeah. So I think that this is
the next step.
Is purely a get it together.
Yeah.
Not we're out on you guys, we're giving up on you. None of that. This is a message to say that you guys have great careers and you've had 10 years in the NHL and all this and that, but you're not safe if you don't perform.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that in youth hockey all the way to the NHL. The one thing you can do to a player is take his ice time away if you want someone to hear or to listen or to understand a message. First of all, I'm sure there was conversations the last few games. It's not just one game, right? So it's, hey, work on this, work on that. Didn't happen. You're bang on. Time for a little reset. You don't want to be scratched as a player. It is a blow to your ego. It is. I don't care what people say. But sometimes it's the greatest thing that can happen because it makes you just sit back, breathe a little bit, watch the game from a different angle, you know what I mean? Like where it could be not even from the press box. You could just watch from the TV in the locker room, right? Because they have to work out and, it's not like guys go sit there and have a hot dog, right? So they're going to get a workout in, you're watching the game. It's just a little reset and then get it together.
And I do think it's two interesting conversations here. The McDermott conversation, look, they showed it on opening night. They're going to play him 3 to 5 minutes.
Perfect.
He's not a long-term solution for one of those spots. But if Riley Tufte plays well, that starts to become a conversation of, is he competing for one of those jobs?
Well, this is the right time to try that experiment, right? Because, and then he went down to the minors and with the Eagles, has a great 6 games, right? I mean, I'm not going to say I watched him. I did not. So I'm going to be brutally honest. But we watched him a lot in training camp, right?
Yeah.
I think for Bednar, same thing. And the coaching staff, all right, let's see what he's got. It's the right time to do it. We just had a little bit of a slump. Let's put a little bit of new blood in there. Now, do I expect those guys to play a lot of minutes tonight, the top guys in the second? Absolutely. They had 2 days off. Next 2 days are off. If there's a night where you can get 25 minutes out of those guys, it's tonight. You know what I mean? So you're right. Dermy's probably going to get 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Plus, he's a great team guy. It's okay to get him in there. You know what I mean?
One aspect of this, I don't like breaking up what had been a very good fourth line.
Yeah.
Your fourth line had been your best line the last 2 games. That's an indictment on the other lines more than anything else. But those guys are playing really well. Why would you mess with that? And the other thing that I don't like about it, you haven't given these guys a consistent job in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You've been moving them around the lineup all 8 games. It's an adventure.
Which guys
before
now?
the game? The 2 that are sitting.
I
Duran
got
and
you.
Tatar.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's been an adventure with those 2 guys where you're like, hey, these guys are trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's not like Ross Colton's been a world beater here.
No.
There's way better hockey ahead than behind for Ross Colton. And I don't even think it was a conversation to sit that guy.
Yeah.
So
there's also he's a center conversation there
sure,
too.
But I just for my money, I'm just kind of like, you have a thing that's working in your fourth line. I don't know that you've done a great job of setting those guys up for success because Duran played on the top line for 2 games, the first 2 games of the season.
Them off pretty fast, yeah.
Well, and then they've been rotating in and out really quickly. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get into it. So I'm not second guessing it. I'm not even saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying that's an element of this that I think is worth mentioning.
But it's a valid point. But also remember too, and he's done it before, and I do believe they do a masterful job at this. Is he can go back to LOC, Cogliano, and
I'll bet you money they get shifts
that's
tonight.
my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. You know what I mean? Like at some point, it's comfort, it's habits. They will get back to that. Whether it's to close out the game in the third, whether
we'll see it tonight because McDermott will play 3 minutes, and LOC and Olofsson and Cogliano will all play 12.
Yep,
that's it.
All right, let's get to your 3 keys of the game here tonight.
Yes. All right, we ready for the 3 keys, Tiff? All right. Let's rock and roll with this game here tonight. Number 1, home cooking. Always goes back to food with us. We love food. And
we know our brand, all right?
You know what I mean? You know the brand. Right here, it's home cooking. Next 4 out of 5 are at home. You got to establish the identity. Bednar talked about that earlier in the season, especially before the first game against Chicago. He's like, hey, let's show that this is a tough place to come in and get 2 points. I think they did a decent job last year. They can do a better job this year. We know that. They get back to like 2 years ago, which was way better. So pedal to the metal, establish that identity at home, and let's rock and roll. Number 2, divisional French coming out of me here. Dominance. It starts today at home, right? Just like the Chicago game. I thought the Chicago game, they went right at them early, but Bedard had no chance, and the Avs were all over the puck. So St. Louis is coming in a 3-3-1, right? Let's go after Binnington. He's had a decent year this far, and we know he's a nemesis against the Avs. We all know the rivalry with the Kadri thing, and let's go after him early and often. You know he's going to be ready to go. You know he's going to want. He likes this stuff, right? He lives for those moments. So this is going to be a great thing tonight. Number 3, get back to the champion's mindset. Get back to the little details. Get the details on track. Get your puck management in order. Have a purpose. Know the situation in the game. Don't do like last game, 0-0, then you're trying to rush. I'm not bashing Josh Manson. It's a bad play, right? Let's just get back to know the situation, know the clock, know what's going on. And tonight you might have to grease one out too. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying it will be a 0-0 tie, but when things don't go well, you got to get back to basics. And if the Avs get back to their champions mindset there tonight, they should be all right.
Look, you lose a couple games to the East Coast teams. Obviously, you don't love the Avs process in the last 2, but you don't care if you give the East Coast teams a couple points.
Honestly, you're still at the point of the season where you're 100% focused on you.
For sure.
So they are going to care a lot more about getting right and getting back to playing Avalanche hockey. Coming home, they have a good opportunity to beat up on a pretty bad team in the Blues.
Well, I agree. I think they are thinking more about themselves, but this is an opportunity to really set a division rival off to a poor start to the season. You have the Blues under 500 if you beat them tonight. It's a team that the Avs at that point are, 6 points ahead of? 7 points ahead of it would be if they beat them.
I honestly haven't looked at the standings in 4 days, so.
That's my rule. You don't look at the standings till after Christmas.
I look at the standings every day.
Not till Christmas.
And I get it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's just such a, you play your game, you'll win.
I agree with that.
And so take care of your own house.
I mean, this is less about playing a style and more about this is a division team. You should have that extra motivation to play your best tonight.
Yeah. And coming off of 2 not good losses where you got shut out.
For sure.
And I didn't like
back-to-back shutouts for the first time since 16-17. You don't ever want to evoke memories of that wretched hockey team.
And I didn't like early in the game giving up those grade A chances. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think any coaches like that. I don't think fans like that. But again, I'm going to call him P-Dog. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to butcher his name, okay? So let's make sure you're smart in front of P-Dog tonight in net, right? You don't want to make sure you give him some grade A chances right off the bat. Let him feel the game. Let him get into it. Let him be a good team guy tonight. You know what I mean? It makes a big difference. And not only that, not only for your goalie, but that is what champions do, right? That's how you play real hockey.
AJ, you kind of said it, or maybe it was Eric. I forget which one of you saying, hey, Avs top guys are going to play a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Prosvetov in, McDermott in, Tufte in. Is it on those guys? Do they have to go out and win it by themselves tonight?
No. Okay. But when you get shut out in back-to-back games, you're looking at currently the highest paid player in the NHL and going,
score some goals, bud.
But it comes with it. That's the pressure that comes with it. That's okay. Yeah. And those guys can take it. Miko wasn't good last 2 games. No. Nate wasn't good. They know that.
Makar wasn't good offensively.
Cale Makar was, again, greatest, right? Most valuable player to a team in the NHL by far, but not the last 2 games. Forget about the injury. When he's better than that. He knows that. So that pressure, they love that. They love it. And I'm not worried about those guys. And they're not going to get 82 games where they complete dominate again. But
they embrace that
2,
challenge.
That's right.
They should run these guys.
Absolutely.
St. Louis just isn't good.
I'm with you on
Jordan
that.
Binnington's he's had a really good start to the season, so I would say my number one thing to look out for tonight is the confidence. You've been shut out in back-to-back games. If you come out like gangbusters in the first 8 minutes and you have a 10-2 shot advantage and you don't score, don't get down on yourself.
Just keep ripping it. Yeah.
Build on it. Use it as hey, we are burying these guys. Eventually, this is going to break through, and we're gonna run away with this.
Make it look like the San Jose game.
Yeah, I want it to look like the Chicago game. Get out there,
pucks
score.
Going net would be better.
Dominate the process. Get a couple of goals and take care of business here. The Blues aren't that bad.
But you could make them look bad. All right. I think my bets, you will see, will agree with these takes for the most part. We're starting off with a little mini parlay. Both Miko and Mac to score at plus 350. If you're talking about the big dogs to go get it.
Can't believe it's that low.
Individually, they're both minus money, so.
They are not believers in Jordan Binnington's
No,
start.
they sure are not. And then Makar on the power play, half a point or over half a point is plus money. Just take that. Just do it. It's what you do when that is plus money.
Yeah.
And then I think Binnington's going to struggle. I'm on team Binnington can't hold it together. I'm taking the Avs to score over 4.5 goals at plus 192. I think we all kind of feel this way. If the Avs get rolling their freight train, and you can't keep them off the board forever.
Yeah.
So
I always love your bets, and I love them tonight again. All
Let's
three.
go.
I'm just being honest, like
I don't hit them all, but I feel pretty good about tonight's. We'll put it that way.
I like them.
Can I ask you a non-betting related question real quick before we dip out of here?
Yeah.
What's the point of watching hockey?
To enjoy it.
Is that it? Just because you like it?
It's a great rush, I'll tell you that.
If I never got any joy out of it, I probably wouldn't watch.
Okay.
Why? What is?
I love the rush of wins and losses. I do. I think it's absolutely thrilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I do. I think it's my rush. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
I love it.
Okay.
What's your answer to this?
I mean, I would probably say so much of my identity is tied up in it now at this point because it's a thing that I deeply, deeply care about.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I certainly.
That like it's hard for me to fathom a world in which I'm not like building my life around it.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to make plans with friends to go out to dinner. We had to do it 2 weeks out because I was like, well, the Avalanche schedule gets crazy.
Yep.
I love it.
And that's just kind of my life. And so, yeah, when the question was posed to me, I was like, I don't understand.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Not watch hockey.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean?
Well, whatever you do, make sure you do your betting with Bet365. Again, you can enter to win that jersey. Follow us at DNVR Avalanche. Follow Bet365 US, both on Twitter. Make sure to retweet our tweet about potentially winning the jersey. Also, sign up with Bet365 to get your gamble on. You can download their app today. You must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Other terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. And, of course, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty. We should be getting close-ish to puck drop here as the national starts always delay things quite a bit. But
Both Byram and Makar playing,
Yep.
which is nice.
both of the D are in.
At least we think Caleb Jones took warm-ups with both
He's
of
scratched.
them.
He's scratched.
Did they officially?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I still won't believe it until
Yeah,
the game
I
actually
know,
starts.
but-
Because it's
Once the lineup's in, it's in.
Well, we've seen these things. I will never forget the game in Nashville.
Yep.
I will never forget it.
Yep.
What was that?
The
one
COVID
that-
game where they had 15 and a half skaters
They were scratching guys.
minutes before the start of the
and
game.
Jack Johnson was waiting for his test results through the first period.
Showed up halfway
And obviously
through,
that's a
yeah.
different situation, but I also was like,
Stuff happens.
I've never seen anything like this, and I will never forget this.
Yep. Things change
So,
in a hurry, for
yeah.
sure. Either way, no watch along tonight because the Nuggets are playing. They're going to have their post game. And then after the game, we'll have our post game. So be sure to tune into that. We appreciate all of y'all. And we will talk to you after the game.
We all silly like the mayor.